Some people, maybe about 30 meters away, saw us. They pulled the gun and they started shooting at us, my brother and I. And as we turned back to run, I realized that I had been shot on my right thigh and on my right wrist. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As I shared with us some of my dramatic experiences when I got back home, and I remember another one a couple weeks after I had a dream where I saw myself shot. I had cause to travel with my brother to Warri again, to my elder sister's place. And while we were there in the wee hours of the night, I think about 1 a.m., she and I were in the living room gisting. And then after a while, the husband came out. They were living in this shell estate. The husband came out and said that he could see people that look like armed robbers, like casing the neighborhood, looking through the windows. So after that, he went back to sleep. My sister and I continued our gist. Then he came out again. So and the man was like feeling jittery. So I called my brother. I called him up. I said, "Let's go to the gate where they have security people and inform them that there are armed robbers within the estate." So when we came out of the house, there are sets of bungalows, and then there are these flower shrubs. So just as we were crossing the gutter by the flower shrub, some people, maybe about 30 meters away, saw us. They pulled the gun and they started shooting at us, my brother and I. And as we turned back to run, I realized that I had been shot on my right thigh and on my right wrist. They managed to get into the house. And then my sister, being a nurse, that she was able to treat and manage it. And I said to God that I will not go to the hospital for this, that He would take care of this thing for me. And the next day, we left back from Warri back to the village. And I want to say that I never had to go to the hospital. And to this day, I still have a bullet which I can literally feel by my right thigh here. But I just want to say that it is the hand of God, because eventually in the morning, the security people came to the house and they were apologizing profusely. When they saw my brother and I, they mistook us for the robbers and shot at us. Then eventually they saw the armed robbers. They shot at us, and actually, as they were shooting, the gun ceased. Then, after about 30 minutes, they saw the armed robbers, and those guns that ceased started shooting again. And that's how they apprehended the armed robbers. And then, needless to say, we went home, and I had to deal with it. After a couple of weeks, the thing is like nothing happened to me. And I thank God that God had shown me this beforehand. And I prayed and I prayed. I prayed to cancel it. But God, in His mercy, knowing the end from the beginning, He still allowed it to happen to show His glory upon this life of a son of his and a servant of his. And I want to say that God's mercy is really awesome, because if not for God, there is no way I will be alive today. You know, the way I was living, even the time I was in the drug business abroad, I was doing everything that, because I just knew I wasn't going to live to be 40. And so I just wanted to finish life before life caught up with me. But thank God for his saving grace that he saved me and showed me a new path, a new direction, which I'm working in right now. And I want to say that by his grace, that covenant that I went into with him, in having to wait in prayer and fasting, that I'm still doing it, and God that promised me that he would take care of me is still in that business. And I remember that as I was going through these trials, that God gave me a word in Isaiah 43 verse 2, where the Bible began to say that when you pass through the water, it will not drown you. When you go through the fire, you know, the fire will not the fire will not consume me, you know. And I see God's hand in my life, and that is why I do not take my walk with him lightly, for indeed he is a great and an awesome God. Stay tuned as we'll continue our story next time. Thank you. God bless you.
People, the story of Henry brings to the fore that age-old issue of why bad things happen to good people. Give your life to Jesus. Actually, you have crossed a line that the devil has drawn in the sand, that he will come after you. But you see, in that battle, you as a child of God, you are a winner. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all. It's one accident after another, one calamity after another. Now a gunshot by the security men of the estate. People, the devil is real. The powers of darkness are real. But do you know why God allowed this to happen to Henry? So that he can have a testimony. Do you have a testimony of God's deliverance? God directed Henry to that passage in the Bible. This is Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 2. If you pass through the waters, they will not overflow you. If you pass through the rivers, you will not drown. If you pass through the fires, fires will not kindle upon you. Has God promised you that? Are you his child? This story continues, but God's fidelity is to his children. Those who have made a covenant of salt with him, unbreakable covenant to serve him all the days of their lives. That's what Henry is enjoying. You need that covenant over your life. Surrender your heart to Jesus. Invite him into your life. You will see the finger of God. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Forward our videos to your friends. It's a work of evangelism, and God will reward you for it.